propellant is a spray, so it's quite hygienic. Also another thing I was going to say. Oh yes. Tonight we're going to present a medal for the best poster paper. And so consequently we may have to vote on that. And I would ask you please to use your badges, just write on the back of the badge the name of the author. You don't have to put the full title of the paper. So if an author's got 2 good papers, he might get more votes. I think that's only fair. So please hand in those your votes to me, I guess, or to the office, or to any staff. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We are about to enjoy this presentation by Mrs. Bowen, the electromagnetic consideration of the nuclear force. It's in page 87 of the booklet.
Well, thank you everyone for inviting me to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I just wanted to give you a brief introduction of who I am. I was also invited by Norm Cook last year to attend, so thank you, Norm. And I have a degree in physics from the University of Missouri and a degree in electrical engineering from MIT. I spent most of my professional career as an electrical engineer, and during that same time very much interested in physics as an independent researcher. So that's who I am. Let's look at the paper. I have a lot of similarities to Ito's work, and again, some differences, and I think that will become apparent in the course of my talk. So I want to give a brief introduction to the nuclear force. The nuclear force is that force which binds the nucleons together in the nucleus. There is some popular theories. One of them is very good. Okay, one of them is the liquid drop model, which probably most of you are familiar with. And it uses the Weizsäcker formula, which, again, each nucleon bonds to its nearest neighbors. And it uses 5 variables in order to reproduce the binding curve. It's just mathematical curve fitting. There's no real theory behind those 5 variables or how they were selected. It's just mathematical curve fitting. Then there's the cluster model. Now that one is interesting because it is based on the alpha cluster model from the 1938. And there is a lot of active research going on right now with regards to the cluster model, particularly experimental and theoretical. What it says is there is structure in the nucleus. As we are all saying in this segment of our talks this morning, there is structure in the nucleus. And the alpha particle is the predominant structure, the predominant building block. The cluster model states that we end up with a chain-like structure. And they have seen this experimentally. When they look at the nuclides, they look like chains, links of alpha particles linked together. Very interesting model. Then there is the shell model, which was developed in 1955, which is an independent particle model. The particles are inside a well, banging around, and they don't interact with each other. Then the last one I want to talk about is the residual chromodynamic model, which is accepted now as the valid theory, mainly because it depends on quarks. None of the other models do. This model depends on quarks. However, the problem is that it's unproven mathematically in terms of being able to computer simulate what it might predict